the third eviction night of the series, and Christina is the latest celebrity to be given the old boot. Coming up, she's got... Don't. Coming up, she'll be joining me very shortly to give her critique of her fellow cast members and all about her time-share BB. But as you know, she wasn't the only housemate heading home today. Angie has left her Borehamwood abode, but not before my bots cameras had caught up with her to get this little exclusive just for you.
What I'll miss are the people. All of the people, the guests, the housemates, everyone's been wonderful. So yeah, but you know, when you're sick, it's just so hard. I can't even formulate sentences. I'm so sorry, I feel like such an idiot. Hi, Ryland, I would have loved to have come and talked to you, but as I'm feeling unwell, I wouldn't have wanted to infect you as well. And I'm sure we'll get a chance to meet somewhere sometime. And best regards to Miss Emma, who I would have loved to have chatted with also.
Well, Angie, we wish you all the best. Lots of love, Angie. And that is a big lots of love from me, Ryland. But as you've just seen, Angie did decide to leave the Celebrity Big Brother house. Hopefully she will be well enough, hopefully, to join us here on Thursday. So, get well soon, Ange. I've got all the latest fallout after tonight's eviction, plus I'm going to be getting to the root of Christina's time in the house. She's going to be facing the truth extractor of Borehamwood. He's going to give a right good drilling tonight, let me tell you. But from drilling to grilling, it is time to meet tonight's panel who are gagged to get started, tell me. First up is a lady who has flown in especially for us tonight. Yeah. From sun to smog. Beaches to the bus stop. And Benidorm to Borehamwood. She really wanted to be here. It can only be the one and only Nana Sherry Houston!
Thank you.
Lovely. My next guest has bejazzled half of Essex. She's already started on tonight's panel. Sherry's sporting that extra bit of sparkle, I've noticed earlier. If you get what I mean, you know what I mean.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Give it up for Amy Child. And finally tonight is a man who is always loitering outside my house wanting an exclusive. And because it is so cold out, I thought I'd be nice and bring him into the warm bosom of bots tonight. That's what I thought I'd do. It's Mr. Showbiz himself, Dan Wootton.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, mate.
Thank you.
He's had a nice little tea. Well, as we've just seen, Christina is the third evictee of the series. Sherry, let me come to you. Is the right person gone?
Oh, yes. Yes. There is no other... No, absolutely. The problem with Christina, that she went under the radar. We didn't see it, did we? She stood back. She didn't join in. She didn't have any kind of dialogue with anybody. And also, she was just always missing, wasn't she? She was not in the room. And then the pregnancy thing. You know, you can't be in there when you're pregnant, can you? You've got to go for a wee all the time.
In all fairness, I've got to say, though, the fact that she did choose to go in there, I mean, good luck to her. That's completely her decision. And I do think, regarding her being pregnant, I don't think it did eliminate her from too much. No. When it come down to the tasks.
Well, it would have done for tasks. It would have done for if they'd have starved them to death.
Yeah, well...
Which we're hoping to see very soon.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get me spoon out, Shell.
It would have done for alcohol, which you really need it when you're in there. Oh, my God, I spent the whole time banging on that storeroom door. Give me a bottle of wine. You only get 2 bottles, you know. And there's 75 of us.
I got so much in there.
We're going to
start an alcohol round.
I got so much in there.
I can't believe
I'm going to leave these two to talk about the drink.
Ridiculous.
We had so much.
Dan, let me ask you, if it hadn't been Killer Noms on Friday, do you think she would have been facing the vote tonight?
No, I don't think she would have been, so thank goodness it was Killer Noms for that reason, because I completely agree with Sherry. It's just like... That annoys me when someone goes into the house with a clear strategy and changes their personality, because believe me, from everything I've heard behind the scenes on Strictly Come Dancing...
Oh, scoop!
That...
And I don't mean fat man.
That is not the Christina we were seeing in the Big Brother house.
Well, don't worry, because we're going to be talking to her in a bit. Oh. And you can ask a couple of questions. I think you will. Amy, why do you think the public have voted her out?
I don't want to sound too horrible, right, but she was so boring. She didn't really bring any entertainment to the house. You know, I don't want to sound horrible because I'm a really nice person, but I just felt, you know, it must be so hard being pregnant in there, and I think people thought, you know, I do feel really sorry for her, and she's pregnant, so...
So all 3 of you seem to agree that it was her time to go?
Absolutely.
100%.
Does anyone not? Does anyone think she should have stayed?
No, she should.
Oh, we are. There's always one. Let's have a look.
No, she should have stayed because of the fact I don't think we did get enough time to actually see the real side of her. And
But it's been like 12 days.
But then at the same time, maybe she was actually holding herself back because she was trying to sort of like take care of herself and take care of the baby. So she had that in her head and didn't want to get involved with the arguments because it's too stressful.
It's not Oprah. Hi, Oprah. I know she's a big fan. Dan, how do we think Christina's departure is going to affect the rest of the house?
I honestly don't think it will. At all.
No.
You don't?
On any level. And I think that is an indictment on someone as a housemate if they leave and it affects absolutely nothing. But I can't see
they'll
it.
be relieved for her to go.
Yeah.
As well, because of her being pregnant. And also, you know, the thing with the house is it really is horrible, you know, when you come to nominations and evictions. It's really, isn't it? Horrible. But when somebody's gone, you go, who? No, but you do.
Jerry's getting all cutthroat tonight.
No, you do.
What's in that glass?
Once they've gone out the door, you go, oh, right, the next one could be
you
me.
do forget.
And
do
you
sit there and go-
concentrate because you're so concentrated in that little box.
But
it's
Jerry,
only a box
it's not-
with 2 rooms.
It's not just Christina. David also left the house
Oh,
this week.
I know, that broke my
Angie's gone
heart.
as well. How unsettling is it if people... like you said about when evictions happen, it is a bit strange, especially
it's
that night when
horrible.
someone goes, because you really notice it. There's not a lot of people in the house to
Yeah.
start with. But literally, tonight, 3 people have gone this
Well,
week.
can I just say, David's one of my friends, and I'm so sorry he's gone.
We are. I think a
'Cause
lot
tell
of
you
people
what,
are.
I put my money on him winning because he's such a lovely man. He looked, for my money, he looked uncomfortable in there.
Yeah.
And it was with all that playing to the cameras and all that drama queen stuff, David looked really fragile in the end. And I know he had a bad throat and I know he wasn't well. But really, it was best he went. But
Well, we're
I'm
sending
so
him love
sorry.
as well. David, we're sending you love as well, but I'm sending out a lot of love. That was a nice bit of chat there. Give him a round of applause. Thank you for that. But now, as you know, the housemates have been putting on a bit of a performance in the CBB circus. But my next lay day. Look, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm tired. All right? My next woman always steals the show. It is the beautiful Mrs. Emma Willis.
Oh, look at that! Is that a cup of tea?
Nice little cup of tea. It's probably
it
been there.
warm?
Probably been there since 6. Or is it all right? Not that warm. How was it tonight, babes? Yeah, put it down. Put it down.
Yeah, you need to leave the bag in a bit longer. How was it tonight? I think pretty predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the nicest possible way. You know, I think I was just listening to what the panel was saying, and I think it was the right person to go.
And how was she?
Really?
She seemed, like you said,
Chatty
genuinely
Cathy!
happy. I know, it's like the most we've heard
I
of.
was like, again, like Nancy last week.
Cheers.
We're out of time and I've asked you 2 questions because you haven't stopped talking. Yeah, she was really chatty.
Do you think we'd seen maybe a different result tonight if it wasn't Killer Noms?
Well, I think different people would have been up. So, yeah, she might not even have been there.
You don't reckon she would
You
have
know,
been
I
up?
think she hasn't really done anything to offend anyone in there, has she? So,
No.
so would that many people really have nominated her? Whereas people, you know, like Gemma and John and everyone, they're very much out there and in
Key
the mix of it. And
yeah.
and I'm just saying what I think.
I don't do games!
They're all just saying what they think and being honest. So yeah, she probably wouldn't have been up.
Probably still would have been in there.
Yeah.
Well, she's left. David's gone. Angie's gone. The show's nearly over. This is going to have quite an impact on the house, don't you think?
What?
All 3 people going.
Well, now I'm trying to rationalise it in my head by going, we had more than we've ever had anyway. So if a couple of them have to leave for whatever reason, then we're still probably on about the same amount that we should be
On a normal wavelength.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
So
what you
that's
mean.
kind of how I'm justifying it in my head. I'm really disappointed David's gone.
I know. Your best mate, David.
My best mate,
Your
David.
good friend, David Guest.
Don't start, because people will be like, oh, you're trying to fix it for him to win, even though he's not in there.
What are you going to miss about him?
Well, David, I think we've all seen him on so many shows that we know how good and what great value he is. But also, as I said, I haven't seen him for quite a few years, and he does seem very different. He seems quite grown up.
Mellowed.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that is to show everyone a different side to David, or whether that's the way he is now. So, and it was really nice to see that side of him, because I've always just known kooky David.
Your good friend, David Guest.
So it was really nice to see that side. And Angie, you know, was yes, she was absolutely bonkers, and yes, she flew off the rails. But she was fascinating to watch, because you never... I mean, it must be a nightmare to live with her, but she was fascinating to watch. So we've lost two, I think, quite big characters.
Can I just
in there.
quickly say, I know that the housemates were speculating tonight that Angie had her hair done.
She
didn't.
hadn't.
No, she done that herself.
She hadn't.
I mean, she's got a new career there.
And to clarify,
That was a bit Joyce Temple Savage, I tell ya.
She was really poorly, and she did have a temperature of over 100. So, yeah. So, you know, but she did go back in, going, I've had a temperature of 103, looking
like Miss
amazing.
United States.
So, yeah, it was a bit like, really?
Well, listen, enough about them lot. The people want to know what Willis is talking about, don't they?
Oh.
So I think it's time we have a look at some tweets. Let's bring up my board. Here it is, beautiful. Right, have a little pick. What do you want?
I love a game of Would You Rather.
Oh, would you rather? Go on, bring it up, girl. Oh, who would you rather spend the day with? A, Angie with no sleep, or B, Megan with no food? That's a good one. That is a good one.
Neither.
Got to pick one.
Do you know what? I would go Megan with no food. Angie with no sleep, I think I would be terrified. Megan with no food, I would probably just laugh at her.
You'll just laugh at
Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, get a reality
She's
check.
keeping it rational.
Sort
She's
yourself
keeping it
out.
rash.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the board. Go on, have another one.
Best moment. Or...
Best
oh,
moment.
no, I shouldn't have picked that one
Best moment.
now.
Let's go for best moment.
Oh.
What's your best moment of the series so far?
Do you know what? I said this on the interview just. So much is happening that I'm forgetting everything. It's like... Are we really going to talk about that? That happened a year ago, didn't it? It's like, no, it happened 9 days ago. It just feels like a year ago. I don't know whether it's my best moment, but I think the most unforgettable moment of the series so far has got to be the David misunderstanding.
It was just...
It's obviously not the best, because it's such sad circumstances. But
it was just unreal.
I don't think there's ever been a moment in Big Brother when I've gone, is this really happening?
We were actually watching this.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll slowly move on for that. I've got time for one quick more. Let's have a look at the poll.
Was I not meant to say that?
No, you can bring up what you want. Go on, you go for
Who's
one.
the boss?
Who's the boss? Let's
Yeah.
take a look. Who do you think is running the house? Oh, because everyone thought it was John.
Well, I think GC.
I think it's the GC. I do.
And that's not necessarily, you know, before people go, she wants her to win. Like, people keep saying, oh, she's clearly best friends with John. I'm like, I've met John twice in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
We've met them all, babe. We're best friends with everyone.
Gemma, she's very vocal, and she said herself the other day, didn't she? She loves the sound of her own voice. And people seem to be listening to her. And there is very much a Gemma camp and a John camp. And John's lost an ally tonight with Christina, which maybe only makes Gemma stronger in the house. You know, can she convert everybody? Who knows?
Do you think she can? Oh, it's mixed. Listen, I love you.
Love you.
Go and get your sleep.
Can we all say good luck to Ryland for tomorrow night?
Oh, thanks.
How he pretends to be bashful, going, oh, no.
Don't, it's mucky. Good luck, Ant and Dec. Give it up for Emma Willis. Love you. Oh, no, Stay with me because Christina is waiting in the wings to take her final bow. Plus, the truth extractor of Boreham Wood is waiting to see her. Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't hit a nerve. I warn you, this ain't just any old checkup. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you after the break. Come on, Willis. Here we go. Oh. Welcome back. The Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side now. I've got to say this. Meghan has been the topic of many conversations in that house. Meghan has. She's been very much the topic of conversation, and today was no exception. When Daniela said she was the sort of role model I would want my girl to look up to. So let's just reflect and take a moment to remind ourselves of one of her most inspiring moments.
I've laid on the floor for 1 fucking second! 1 second! I've laid in bed all night with that fucking thing on my back! I've eaten gruel for that cunt! You think I'm gonna stand there all I swear down, I'll go sick on that cunt!
Sherry, inspiring. Is that who you would want your daughter to look at?
I just want to slap her.
Oh, Sherry! We never condone violence on this show. Maybe in Benidorm, but not in here.
Oh, she's unbelievable. And I tell you what, I think she was really frightening. If I'd have been there, wouldn't you have been frightened of that? Why didn't somebody just stop her? I couldn't believe
She was like a fright in the night in a negligee. Well, listen, we'll talk about her a bit later on, but now she waltzed in and quick-stepped out of there. Tonight may have been her last tango in Boreham Wood. But she's definitely our Siberian princess. Give it up for the gorgeous Christina Rihanna. Take a seat over there for me, babe. Oh, Christina, I've got to say, looks absolutely stunning tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Firstly, a massive congratulations
Thank
from
you
all of us
so
on the
much.
pregnancy. We love it. What did it feel like? Obviously, you knew that you were pregnant when you were going in.
Yes.
You kept it a secret.
Yeah.
None of us knew. And then you revealed it on the show. I mean, how was it for you, the reaction in there?
Do you know, overwhelming. It was so sweet of everyone to give me a cuddle and a hug and say congratulations. It was amazing. And actually, I was battling so much whether to tell or not. But then I thought, if I'm going to opt out of the task all the time and eat all the time, because my mouth never closed. It's like a hoover. Honestly, I eat everything I see in front of me. I thought it will get on my housemates' nerves. And I'm a team player, so I had to tell them so they know why I'm sort of not maybe treated differently.
Well,
you know?
we were thinking, obviously, if it was a boy... Have you ever thought about
you want me to go to Ryland?
Ryland is the name.
Okay, all right, okay.
Or if it's a girl, Rylana.
Ooh, I like that.
Rylana Rihanna. Look at what you think. I'm putting it out there. Get your bets in now.
Okay.
Well, listen, you haven't been out of the house for too long. How does it feel to finally be back in the real
Oh
world?
my gosh, I'm so excited. And actually, I had really great times the first week in the house. I've met some really amazing people, but it was getting to me, the arguments, you know, and constantly, you know, hearing and bickering and so on. And by nature is not the person who kind of sort of like to be in the center of arguments anyway. So it got very difficult for me. And actually, you know what? I will take a boring adjective as the best adjective in the world.
Go on, girl. She's owning
Honestly,
it.
let me be bloody boring rather than be aggressive, vicious and nasty like some people in there. So thank you, the panel, for calling me boring. Thank you very much.
She will own that. Well, listen, I know that you might have thought that you'd kept your private thoughts to yourself.
Yeah.
But I found her diary, didn't I?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know how you really feel. Let's have a look at your butt spits.
Oh,
I'm just so bored, sitting around doing nothing.
I just don't know what to do with myself.
Oh, the book would be amazing. Anything. I'll start reading ingredients, anything I can possibly read.
Everything with you.
Perhaps I'll wash my makeup brushes. That would be good. Boring. I'll have to find something else to fucking occupy my mind with.
Boring's great.
I just don't know what to do.
Boring
Boring is the new cool. That's what it is.
What a read! Oh, I was sitting there, I was riveting. You clearly seem so much more happier to be
Yes,
outside
I am.
now.
I am very happy, thank you.
What is going through your mind now?
Do you know, so many things. I have to call my family and loved ones, and that's the first thing I want to do. But actually, thank you to those who, you know, watched me and supported me and thought I was a good housemate. And it was all about just to be me. And, you know, I was cooking, cleaning, and I'm hoping that I came across well, because all I want to do is just to be myself.
Well,
So-
let's talk about the reason why you're sitting here. It
Yeah.
was the Killer nomination,
Yeah.
which did come from Angie. Unfortunately, it was a live show
Yeah.
when that was happening, and we didn't get a reason out of her. Why do you think it was that Angie decided to go for you?
And, you know, she spoke about, you know, the pregnancy and so on, and she said, you know, like, I really feel like obviously I had a moment when I was crying and I was really missing home and all of that. So she said,
Everyone does.
yes, of course. She said, like, I know I've been there myself twice, you know, with the pregnancies, and I really, you know, want for you to go home, and I know, you know, you're missing
So you
everyone
think it comes
so
from a
much.
good place?
I do think it comes from the good place. However, it did kind of shock me for a second, because I thought maybe others will nominate me to go home rather than her, because all her arguments with Tiffany was so vicious and so full on. And she was saying, oh, I'm scared for my life, you know, because she's so aggressive. And then she doesn't nominate her. And I was like, well, wait a second, when the push comes to
Cheers,
shove, you
Ange.
know, you didn't say anything. So that kind of was cowardice to me, you know.
But if we roll reversed and you
Yeah.
were the one making a Killer nomination, who would you have gone
Gemma.
for? You would have gone for Gemma?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah. Because I feel
We
like...
had a little,
So with Gemma, actually, you know, like at the beginning, I really liked her, and you know, I have utmost respect for her sort of business side and business mind, and I know she went through a lot of things in her private life, and you know, and this is why I'm so disappointed a couple of last days when she was constantly putting the fuel in the fire, you know, and trying to just create arguments more and more and going behind everybody's back and trying to kind of wind people up. I don't get it. I don't understand why do you want to live in a house full of, you know, arguments day and night. I just do not get it. So this is why I think, for me, I would have gone for her, because actually I was kind of sitting one day and thinking, like, you know, I'm actually really disappointed that I thought quite, you know, different of her, and yeah, in the end it was
And
not
that
that.
upset you a bit?
Yeah, it did upset me, because, you know, like, you think you're actually forming a good relationship, good friendship with somebody. And like I said, you know, when she shared her sort of a private story about, you know, what happened in her life, and ex-partner and everything, I really felt for her, and I thought, like, well done, you know, for sort of like being strong and going forward. And that's why it really surprised me she can be like that.
But someone who didn't disappoint you was someone who you grew very close to in the
Yeah.
house, and that was John.
Yes.
Little Johnny.
Yeah,
What
there's
was
Johnny.
it about John that you just really clicked?
Do you know what? I think the world of him, he's a very, to me, he's a fantastic guy. Because obviously, we have a similar background, because he's also coming from ballet and dancing and dance for theatre. We have a lot in common that side. We're both caring for our mothers. You know, his mother is extremely unwell right now with Alzheimer's, so I know this is the reason why he's in the house. You know, he's very honest, and perhaps sometimes it could be perceived as arrogance, but actually, you know, he stands by his words, and he can always explain where he come from with all this nomination with Darren Day. I know it probably created lots of controversy and everything. But, you know, they're mates. It's for them to sort out. And, you know, I think they're going to be all right after the show. They will sort it out and carry on being friends.
Well, one thing that you just mentioned earlier, that you did do a lot of cooking and cleaning.
Yes.
And she was in the kitchen a lot, weren't she? She was. I know it's probably frustrating when people don't pull their weight in there, but I thought, you know, I did appreciate what you were doing in there. And I thought, I want to make your life a bit easier.
Yeah.
I know you want some bleach and you want some bits of bobs. So I've got you a bit on the side cleaning kit.
Yes! Finally! It's pink. I love it.
So you can keep that. I have got to ask you, you did do a lot of hard work in there, and you are used to training hard in Strictly.
Yes, absolutely.
What was harder, Strictly training or Celebrity Big Brother?
Celebrity Big Brother, 100%. 100%. Because on Strictly, obviously, it's about my skill as a professional dance and choreographer. It's all about that and taking care of somebody and getting them through that experience and being a good mentor and so on. In Big Brother, obviously, it's just you know, it's just me as a person, you know, as a normal, you know, girl and who cooks and cleans and so on, you know, so that was quite hard because actually I tried to be just me, you know, and perhaps, yes, some people will say, you know, they're surprised that it wasn't in the middle of sort of arguments and so on, but I don't know, I don't want to look stupid. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be there screaming on top of my lungs and getting drunk and so on. I mean, it's just like, it's not me and it's not my level of sort of...
And you were true to yourself.
Yeah, and I was true to myself.
You
So,
were
do you know what? It's all fine. And I've made some couple of great friends, actually, you know, in the house. And, you know, I got to know quite interesting personalities. Whether we'll be friends with them, I don't know. But it's very interesting, but sort of, you know, human personalities and sort of like, you know, understand people's psychology is quite fascinating to me. So, you know, it was a very difficult experience, but good.
It was a good experience.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm running out of time before we get to the break,
Yeah.
but let me just quickly ask you, who do you want to win?
Scotty T.
You want Scotty T? She wants Scotty T to win. Well, listen, Christina, I'm so, like Emma said, I'm so happy that you are happy. It's so nice to have happy people say after
so
an
much
eviction.
appreciated.
You've been a great housemate. I couldn't let
you
you go without a little toothy ta-ra. So from me to you, it's a set of Ryland's farewell bangs. Wherever you, my darling. You look after them. Pop them down because I want you to come with me because this, guys, is, unfortunately, Christina, the moment that they all do dread.
Yeah.
Because I'm really sorry, babe. Spin round. It's time for her to turn red. Darling. Don't worry, you look lovely with a tan. We're going to be hearing more from her later, and she's going to be joining my glamorous panel. But for now, give it up for the gorgeous Christina Rianoff. Now, hold on. This is something new. I saw you teaching tango in the house.
Yes.
And you had about 3 hours to do that.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half to do that. Well, I've got a 3.5-minute break.
Okay.
Are you up for the challenge of teaching me tango and we'll do it at the end of the break?
Tango.
Right, we're going to do it. I'll see you after this break. Right, come on.
Dancing the tango. Ryland Clark Neal and his dance partner, Christina Rianoff.
Just joking. Oh, guys, give it up for Christina. Off you go, darling. Off you go. Don't take a seat, my love. Oh. Just done strictly, ain't I? Still to come, after all the acid that they've been exposed to in the house, Christina is booking in for a checkup with the truth extractor at Boreham. Well, it's going to be good. We're so vulnerable like that. But it's time to talk about the rest of tonight's action, starting with Essex's finest, the GC. Sherry, I'm going to come to you first. John has turned around and said that she has ruined his time in the house. What are you making of him saying that?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of Gemma. I don't know who Gemma is. I don't know what the character is.
You know who Gemma is?
I don't know who the character is. I don't know what she's playing. She actually said on television, "This is a game to me. I am playing this." So she's not being real. Who is she? She should be real.
She's
the GC.
That's Gemma. She's got completely two different sides to her character. She can be really fun-loving, but I love it when she turns because she gets feisty.
I've got to ask. Chris has started to get annoyed with her because John actually called him a lapdog, and we've started to see Chris on the turn with her now.
Who on earth cares what Krista Maloney says? He has added absolutely nothing to that house on any level.
He's got Gary Barlow on speed dial. That's good authority. And you're friends with Gemma. Who are we seeing? Are we seeing the real Gemma or are we seeing the GC?
Well, listen, I'm really good friends with Gemma, and you know she's a little girl. You know what I love about Gemma, she says it how it is. You know, she goes in and she says it. You know, she's not scared to tell anybody. But I love her for it. You know.
But who's the real one? Because she said
the real Gemma, please stand up.
She is the GC.
No, because she's got two sides. And I'm sorry, we just have to talk for a moment about Gemma versus Steph, because the reality is that I think Gemma spoke for 99% of viewers, and she gave Steph a chance to pull back, not to cheat on her boyfriend, which is surely a good thing. And so I cannot believe how the housemates turned on her for that. It's ridiculous.
Let me bring it to Christina, because I know obviously you've got your own views on Gemma.
Yeah.
You've lived in there with her, so we only see an hour a day.
Yeah, exactly.
You've lived in there with her. What is she like most of the day? Do you see the real Gemma? Do you see the GC? What is it you see?
I saw the real Gemma the first week of the house, and actually I really, really liked her because I thought she's a wonderful girl for doing her own business and, like I said, coming through so much in her personal life. And then slowly I started seeing the glimpse of the personality I didn't know was there. You know, it was sort of like I don't know, I was really disappointed a couple of last days in the house because I felt Gemma is there for Gemma, and perhaps she's playing the game. And just to address the situation with Steph, yes, she was correct 1000% what she said to her. However, it's not the place and time at 1 a.m. to wake up everybody in the house.
It's exactly the place and time when that's going on under the covers.
Let me speak. Let me speak. Let me speak.
Let her speak!
Thank you. If she truly cared for Steph, you know, as a person and felt passionate to tell her what's happening is wrong, she would drag you out of bed and said, come with me to the living room now. I have to talk to you because this is boiling my blood. This
you just
is
think she could have got a better way about it?
But what do you think about Steph cheating on her boyfriend?
You know,
why didn't you talk to her about it?
So I did talk to her about it. So Steph is actually the person who went through overdose, through the very strong abuse, physical abuse from her ex-boyfriend. She was in a hospital and so on. So it's a very vulnerable... to me, she's a kid. She's 22. She's very vulnerable, you know?
Yeah.
And how you deal in that situation. Yes, Gemma was right what to say. But, you know, you have to sometimes take into consideration how to speak about certain things and take her perhaps out of that situation where she's completely now broken down and she has a glandular fever in the house and all of that. So I do not believe Gemma was correct to say, but how she delivered it was incorrect.
You just think that Gemma should have just dealt with it in a different way?
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
well, they'll put a line under that and move on to a lighter note. Yeah! One thing she asked Chris to help her with was the fake tan, and let's take a little look at that result. OK, so there it is. Amy, I'm going to come to you. You've got your salon. I know you've got your own tanning range. What are we making of that effort?
Oompa Loompa comes to mind. Oh my God, it's horrendous. I need to be in that house, definitely, to spray tan.
Give her a little spray.
What I didn't get was when they were in the toilet.
I want to know what he lifted up.
I think he done her back.
You've got to put it between your legs and what?
I think he done her back, because it's so hard to spray tan your back, so I think he done it, and then, yeah.
Well, he also said that his lips were sealed and it was a bit early. Please. Said it was a bit early for him to see Gemma's designer vagina. And I made a little observation. Maybe he's seen enough twats already this series. I'm just saying. Not my words. The words of the Twitter community, I'll have you know. Amy, have you seen her? She had a vajazzle before she's gone in. Sherry, stop it. Please, get your mind out of the gutter.
But I didn't even know she had a designer vagina. I didn't know that. She didn't tell me.
Designer, diviner, whatever.
She's very proud of it. She's very proud of it.
Well, I won't believe it until she shows us. That's all I'm going to say. Even with a lighter food, there was talk of love in the house. Love. Scotty said that he thought he could love Meghan. So, Dan, do you think Scotty's ready to leave that magic number from 900 and just keep it at 901 now?
Again, do you know what? It just makes me really shocked that because Scotty, everyone seems to love him, nice guy, Christina wants him to win. He watched her behaviour that night and the use of the C word and that absolutely out of control performance, and I think he could do a lot better than her.
Oh, well, Meghan, you say that, but it's actually a bit switched up because Meghan didn't seem to want to put herself out there to his remarks,
I think
Sherry.
she doesn't, you see. I think that he...
Sherry thinks!
that he really is into Meghan, and I don't think Meghan is at all. I think Meghan is playing that game, and I don't think she's into it at all. She's doing it, like, for the cameras, and he is falling in love with her.
Well, Christina, you've been in there with him. What's going on?
I mean, you know what, they're all over each other. They seem like they're so loved up and all of that. I think they're both quite level-headed kids as far as they know that they have to take care of their career. And I spoke with Megan and with Scotty. I think they want to come out of the house, go on a date and see where it goes. And they're actually okay to stay friends for a while till, you know, they feel like what really the next step for them.
I do love a love story. I just hope it works
But
out.
then you get so lonely. In Big Brother, you get so lonely. You want to have a little cuddle. You do. I'm sorry, you do.
We've seen a lot of cuddling from lonely people. Well, listen, as part of this week's shopping task, 2 housemates are going to be sent to jail. There's a little exclusive for you. You can take part in a poll to decide who goes to jail. So head to the poll section of the Big Brother app or the website right now and make sure you have your say, because be quick, because it won't be open for long. And I ain't talking about Gemma's thingy, all right? Don't. Please, it's designer. Now, as promised, our panel and audience have got a few questions of their own for the lovely Christina. So who in our audience has got questions tonight for Christina?
Christina, hi. Did you feel overshadowed by the other housemates, and is that why you were so quiet in the house?
Not really overshadowed. I think I've just chosen to be, you know, true to myself and not to be in the middle of arguments and so on. Like I said, you know, call me boring all you want, but this is sort of, sometimes it's a time and place to fight, you know, choose your fight smart, you know, basically if there is a real reason to stand up for yourself, I would do this. But otherwise, well, like, why? I mean, you know, actually having a good time and speak to people who I really enjoy talking to, like John and Daniela. If somebody wants to have a row at 2 o'clock in the morning, let them be. You know, they're going to look like idiots, not me.
It's not your place to get involved. Good question. I'm going to bring it to the panel. Dan, have you got a question for Christina?
Yes, Christina, you've always been very forceful about the need to protect your private life. Yeah. So why did you choose to announce your pregnancy on television in front of the nation?
That question.
Trust you!
Well, because I was speaking with the producers how to say or when to say and so on. Like I said to Ryland, I was giving it Ryland, sorry, to
last time I danced with you.
You'll forgive me, I promise.
I will.
You know, I was obviously giving you know, a different treatment. I have to say, like, sort of I could eat with any time I want or opt out of any tasks. And when I thought to myself, you know, if I will be in a house sort of in a different behavior, people are going to turn up and say, well, why is she so different? She's not better than us, you know? And I had to sort of be honest and say, listen, you know, this is what's happening. And it would be absolutely, like, very stressful for me to keep it a secret for 2 weeks because I was eating a lot, you know, I could not really do much,
because I think if we were watching, in all fairness, from the outside, and you would, oh, Christina's excused from this task.
Yeah, exactly.
Christina's just having a 3-course meal because she wants it. It would have literally got that. Let me try and get some more questions in, because I know we're running out of time. Amy, have you got a question for Christina?
Right, Christina, do you think people voted you out because they felt sorry for you as you were pregnant? And by the way, I called you boring because you are pregnant, and if I was pregnant, I'd be really boring. Yeah. So I had to clear that out.
That's okay.
I had to clear it out, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, I think yes, definitely, they probably felt a little bit sorry for me that I was saying so much last couple of days that I want to be home, you know, I'm really, you know, missing everyone, and it was getting to me. I must say, I'm a strong person, but it was getting to me, all the arguments, not sleeping, because all the arguments was literally after midnight. It's like somebody would say, lights, camera, action, let's go, Gemma and Tiffany, and that's what's like all the time. You know, I'm going to bed, and they started sort of bickering, and it was just really hard for me, you know, so yeah, exactly.
Do you know what, Sherry, I want to try and get you in. I've got 20 seconds.
All right, so did you have a game plan when you went in, and did you deliberately go under the radar because you're pregnant and thought, do you know what, I'm going to keep out of it?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so, because I always said I don't have a game plan. I think others do in the house, for sure.
So do I.
Not me. I hope, you know, I was just me, myself, and, you know, perhaps people expected something different of me because I'm quite fire on the dance floor and all of that, but in real life, this is me, you know, so...
Yeah, OK.
You know.
Well, listen, lovely answer. Give it up for Christina, guys. There you go. That's what she had to say for herself. Coming up, we have got some exclusive house action, and you will never guess what. The house is nominating face to face. I'll be trying to get you some gossip about that. Plus, Christina is going to be getting an examination from the truth extractor of Bournemouth, but don't worry, it won't hurt a bit, babe. Oh, will it? I'll see you after the break. Tuesday. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Still to come, Christina gets to shut up. Shut up. Christina's going to be getting a drill in as we get to the root of her time in the house. But first, here is what I promised, a tasty slice of exclusive house action. And I'm going to show you a sneak peek of a couple of face-to-face nominations.
My second nomination, Steph, is you. We've had words this week. We've got through it. I feel personally that the whole situation that went down the other night caused a lot of friction in the house. I think it's given nothing but stress to a lot of people, yourself and Jez included. It's put a lot of pressure on the house. I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't. And I feel for you. I do feel for you, and sometimes I think maybe it'd be better for you if you could add space to sort yourself out. This is like a melting pot in here, and I don't think it does you any favours sometimes.
And my second nomination is Tiffany, because I do feel like sometimes you take situations too seriously and snap.
I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Exactly. Right. Can I please finish what I'm going to say?
I'm not stopping you from talking. I'm talking about how I'm feeling, because that's my face I'm looking back at. So I have the right to chime in.
Girl don't care. Guys, let me come to you. We've just seen them two nominations there. Who do we think is going to be in trouble tonight?
Steph.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think
Definitely.
Steph, but I think also Gemma and John, because there'll be that whole one camp, the other camp.
Yeah.
But I don't want Tiffany to go either, because she's such great entertainment.
Tiffany won't go.
I hope not.
No.
Do you not
Steph,
think,
it'll be
Sherry?
Steph.
If
No.
Stephanie will 100% go, she needs to go because I can't stand her.
Whenever on Friday, she'll go, I'm sorry, I did say I can't stand you, but it's only because your foundation or something. Christina, who do you think is going to be in trouble from the general consensus
Yeah,
in there?
I think Dan is right. Gemma and John definitely probably going to divide the house now. I mean, to be honest, I'll take Stephanie over Tiffany any given day and time, because that woman is like a ticking bomb. You never know when she goes off, you know.
And so is Stephanie, though.
Yeah, she is, but she's a little bit, I think, kind of easier, you know, with that.
Easier to deal with.
Yeah, easier to deal with. She's just a vulnerable
Well,
kid,
listen, we'll
you
find
know.
out tomorrow who
But
is
great
going to be
television.
faced. Yeah, we are
Great
telling.
television.
We'll be finding out tomorrow who's up for the chop. But Christina, your time in the house is sadly over.
Yeah, yes, no,
babe, chill out. You've got one more appointment to
of
keep.
course.
And I promise this won't hurt one bit, because it's time for your truth extraction. Darling.
Oh my gosh, well, I'm stressed now.
Christina, please don't worry. I do all my own work.
You're stressing me out.
You're in safe hands. Now
Oh,
listen,
my God.
I know that you're sitting comfortably. I'm going to fire some quick fire questions at
Okay.
you. And I want your sharpest response. Do you promise to tell the truth? The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good. Open wide. Not them. Let's begin. Who needs to be extracted from the house?
Tiffany.
Oh! Would you rather live with Gemma for a whole year or get a root canal by me?
Root canal.
Oh, she's got a root canal! If you had to name your baby after one housemate, what would you choose? Tiffany, Stephanie, or Gemma?
Oh, bloody hell. Stephanie!
Do you have a Stephanie there? Oh, no! Right, it's time to gargle and spit, but let's see who's been rinsing you in the house. Who said this about you? Christina and John are the most boring people to have at a party. Was it A, Gemma, B, Daniela, or C, Stephanie?
Gemma.
You think it was Gemma?
Yeah.
I can reveal to you that the answer was... Gemma! It was Gemma! Right. You've survived! How are you feeling?
I feel amazing.
Are we all intact?
Thank you.
Let's take a look. Are we all intact? We're all intact. Listen, that is all I've got time for tonight. A massive thank you to my fantastic panel and our audience. I'm going to be back here tomorrow at 11 p.m. with Dee Kelly, Matt Richardson, and Christina is going to be back then. Until then, you can cozy up with the housemates in Live from the House right now on 5. But until tomorrow, night-night, come on you, let's get you home.